Welcome to VGuide TV. In this video, I am doing part 2 of electricity chapter. Before watching part 2 video, you have to watch part 1 video of electricity. In part 1 video, I discussed about current and potential difference. Today, I am going to discuss Ohm's law. Before going for Ohm's law, I am just introducing few symbols we use in an electric circuit. What is an electric circuit? It is a continuous closed path through which the charges are flowing. So, when the current flows in a wire with the help of a cell and a key, we call that as a circuit. In that circuit, we use these all elements. Okay. In few circuits, we use 2-3 elements. Sometimes we may use more than 3 elements. So I'm just introducing you the elements. This is the symbol of a cell. A cell consists of a positive terminal and a negative terminal. The bigger standing line represents positive terminal and the small standing line represents negative terminal. This is called a cell. Okay, what we are using inside the remotes of our TV. Next, battery. Battery means combination of cells. If you use only one piece, we call a cell. But if you use more than one cell, 2, 3, 4 cells, if you use it like this, we call it as a battery. Okay, so here I use 1, 2, 3 cells. So I can call this combination of cells as battery. Another one is called plug key. Plug key means nothing but switch. Okay, switch we know, bulb we will do switch on and switch off. So switch. Switch is nothing but a conducting link. Okay, switch only helps as a conducting link. If we need current, we need to glow the bulb means we have to put the switch. So same meaning only. Plug key or switch. I wrote here open. Open means there is no current. No current means your symbol is 2 brackets. You will keep it like this. 2 brackets. Okay. One opening bracket. See, opening bracket and a closing bracket. Right. So these 2 brackets, if you show it like this, it is called as key. And also the key is open. What is the meaning of key open? There is no current flows to the circuit. But see the down symbol, same thing, but I put a dot. It means that the current flows in the circuit. So these two are same only. One is an open circuit, other one is a closed circuit. Open circuit means no current, closed circuit means current is there. Next, this is a connection we use in higher circuits. So in this circuits, you see here, I just connected 2 wires and I put a dot here. It means that these 2 wires are in contact at this point. So it's a joint, wire joint. But see, if we are using 2 wires and put a C type of mark here, it's not C, it's ulta C. It is a reverse of C, right? If you keep it like this, the meaning is there is no connection at this point. Okay, so in few circuits, sometimes we need to join 2 wires. You will keep this symbol. If you don't want to connect those, it means that like a jumping. Remember, it is jump. This wire is jumped over that. So there is no connection. Okay. Now this symbol, it's very familiar symbol, bulb. In place of this one, few people may draw a bulb. Okay, a filament bulb they'll draw. That also correct. Then another one is called resistor. Okay. Resistor. What is a resistor? It is a component which provides resistance or the component which gives resistance. That is called a resistor and the symbol is like this. Sometimes this resistance will vary. Okay, I'll discuss you a lot of things about resistance in the next session. So now you remember it is a component which gives a resistance or obstruction to the flow of current. So sometimes this obstruction may vary. That is called a variable resistance or another name is called rheostat. Okay, variable resistance or a rheostat. Now another one is ammeter. I discussed in the previous video who is ammeter? It is an instrument used to measure current. So symbol is inside the circle A. Voltmeter, it is the device used to measure potential difference V. So I discussed about 11 elements. There are more elements are there in electric circuits. So now we need only these many elements. So see, cell, battery, key open, key closed, wire join, wire without connection, or wires crossing without joining, an electric bulb, resistance or a resistor, variable resistance, and or variable resistance is also called rheostat, ammeter and a voltmeter. Okay, now we'll go for the Ohm's law. Before going for the Ohm's law, I'm just giving an experiment. Okay, so experiment means I have taken a nichrome wire here. Okay, this is a nichrome wire. It has some resistance, it has some obstruction power, and here this wire I connected to a cell. So what is the meaning of this? Means first I'm using only one cell. Okay, first I'm using only one cell, and the wire and ammeter, cell is key is closed, and I connected a voltmeter like this. Okay, again I need to remind, in the previous video I told you ammeter can always connect series in a circuit, whereas voltmeter we connect parallel in a circuit. And I mentioned parallel means across the wire. So this wire only we need. So across the wire I connected a voltmeter. This is your ammeter. So here my experiment is, first I am using one cell and I am just checking this voltmeter and the ammeter readings. So when I use one cell, I measure, this is some random value I kept. Okay, so see, when I am using one cell, I got the current ammeter reading as 1 ampere, voltmeter reading as 1.5 volt. Then I did the term called V by I. V means this term, right? So V by I did 1.5 by 1, 1.5. Second case, I use two cells. If I'm two cells, my voltage changes to 3 volt and I got current as 2 ampere and my resistance as 1.5. Then you take 3 cells. If you take 3 cells, you can see that current as 3 ampere and your voltage as 4.5 volt, and the V by I got it as 1.5. Instead of that, we use 4 cells, means we will get 4 ampere, 6 volt and 1.5. Now if you check, I got different current and different potential difference, right? But the term V by I got a constant value. It is because of the property of the wire. So I concluded that as my voltage increases, my current also increases, but my V by I is constant. So this is an experiment I did. Okay, 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell and 4 cell. So I found as the number of cells increasing, voltage is increasing as well as current is increasing. But the term V by I is coming as a constant value. That you should remember. Okay. So we will go for the statement of my Ohm's law. What we observed just now, that only we are writing. The potential difference across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing. Right? Provided its temperature remains same. It's a very important additional point. So see, this as V increases, I increases, it will happen only if the temperature is constant. If the temperature is not constant, V and I are not directly proportional. Clear? So what we observed just now, that we are writing in mathematical form. V is proportional to I. As V increases, I increases. This also I have seen in the previous one. V by I is constant. This constant we are giving a name now. The name of this constant is R, called resistance. I told you what is resistance. It is the property of the conductor to resist the flow of charges. So resistance means the property of the conductor to resist the flow of charges. So that property never changes. So I'm telling here the new property name is resistance and its SI unit is ohm. In the previous video, I told you what are the units of volt and potential difference and current. So I can write 1 ohm equals 1 volt by 1 ampere. Or you can tell that 1 ohm can be defined as 1 volt or ratio of 1 volt to 1 ampere. Okay. So 1 ohm equals 1 volt by 1 ampere. Very important thing. V is equal to IR. That equation also you should remember. I just drawn in a simple form like V equals IR in a triangle form. Okay, it is easy to remember. That's all. V equals I into R, we know, right? So what I'm doing, if you need V, you just close V. IR, that is the formula. Simple. So V equals IR. Okay, very simple. If you need I, you close I. I equals V divided by R. Okay, easy, right? If you want R, you close it like this. R I can write it as V by I. So I got like a shortcut formula. And I gave a table form. If I am giving voltage as 100 and resistance as 5, what is your current? It is 100 by 5, 20. Voltage as 30 and current as 3. What is R? V by I. 30 by 3, 10. If you have I as 5, R as 60, what will be V? It is IR, 5 into 60, 300. Next, voltage is 220, current is 11. What is resistance? R is equal to V by I, 220 by 11, 20. Next, we need I. V as 40, R as 8. So it is 40 by 8. What is that? 5. I hope you understood what is Ohm's law. So Ohm's law states that the potential difference V across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided its temperature remains constant, or V equals IR at constant temperature. Clear? Now, this is little additional point only. The material which obeys Ohm's law, we get a straight graph. So V and I are directly proportional means if you draw a graph, we get a straight line. The conductors which obey Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors, and V and I graph should be linear. Okay, you may think like that is there any other element? There are many other elements which do not follow our Ohm's law. Okay, the devices we are using in electronics and all, or electronic devices. I'm just giving some names, nothing, no need to worry. Some graphs shows non-linear nature, like a diode, gallium arsenide, like that semiconductor devices, they won't follow our Ohm's law and we don't get a straight line. Their graph will be like this. Why I drawn this graph? You may think like that, what are the other possibilities? Like this also graphs are possible. Okay, these are non-ohmic conductors because they do not obey Ohm's law. Clear? Now, anyway, we told about resistance, right? So I'm just giving some qualities or some factors which depends on the resistors. So remember, resistance of a material depends on these factors. It depends on the length. The resistance of a material depends upon the length of the material. So I have written here R is proportional to L. It means I wrote here directly. What is the meaning of directly? As the length increases, resistance also increases. But if you see area, the resistance is inversely proportional to area. As I wrote 1 by, what is the meaning? 1 by A, R inversely proportional to A. It means inverse relation. It means as area increases, resistance decreases. As area increases, resistance decreases. And another main thing is it depends on nature of the material. Another one, it depends upon the temperature. Okay, temperature also for a metals it is directly proportional. So I can tell in short, my resistance is directly proportional to length, inversely proportional to area. Nature of the resistance depends upon the nature of the material. It depends on the temperature. So by seeing these two equations, you can conclude this one. R is proportional to L by A. If R is proportional to L by A, for removing proportionality, I am keeping a new constant called rho. What is this? Rho. R-H-O, rho. So rho means it has a name. It is called resistivity or specific resistance. Rho is called resistivity or specific resistance. So what I did not do anything. R proportional to length, R inversely proportional to area. This together you are writing R equals rho L by A, where rho is called the resistivity, or another name is called specific resistance. Now you can define the rho. What you should do is these two members you keep it as 1. It means length you take as 1 meter, area you take 1 meter square. So what is R? R is nothing but equal to rho. If R is equal to rho means I can write resistivity is called the resistance of a material of unit length and unit area of cross section. Clear? Unit area and unit length and unit area of cross section. So I told you a new term called resistivity or specific resistance. Specific resistance is nothing but resistance of a material of unit length and unit area of cross section. It has two names, resistivity or specific resistance. And see the unit. I can write R is equal to, if you want rho, cross multiply R A by L. R unit I discussed ohm. Ohm you will write it like this also, ohm. Okay. Ohm meter square by meter. Meter cancel. So what is the unit? Ohm meter. So what is the unit of resistivity? Ohm meter. But resistivity depends only on the nature of the material and the temperature. Resistivity depends upon the nature of the material and on temperature. It is independent of length and area. It's a very important point. Resistivity is independent of length and area. Okay. Then for this also I gave a small examples here. You take a wire of length L, resistance is R. If L is the length, resistance is R. Then if the length become 3L, what happened for the resistance? 3R, because they are directly proportional. Take a wire of length L, area of cross section A, resistance is R. If you increase the area to 3A, what happened to your resistance? Resistance becomes R by 3 because they are inversely proportional. R is inversely proportional to area. Here R is directly proportional to length. Last one, see, a wire of length L versus area A, resistance R. If you increase the length, the decrease in area, nothing will happen for your resistivity. Resistivity remains constant because resistivity is independent of length and area. Independent of length and area of cross section. Clear? You got the idea? So what I need to tell, the resistance is directly proportional to length, inversely proportional to area, and we got an equation R is equal to rho L by A. Rho is called resistivity or specific resistance. Its unit is called ohm meter. Resistivity, if you want to define, you put L as 1 meter, A as 1 meter square. So we will get R equal to rho. I can tell that resistance of a material of unit length and unit area of cross section. Then I told about the material which obeys Ohm's law is called ohmic conductors, and we get straight graph. And I hope you like my triangle rule here. V equals IR. Then we told about Ohm's law. Ohm's law, V equals IR at constant temperature. Simple form, shortcut form for Ohm's law. If they ask, V equals IR at constant temperature. That's all. V equals IR at constant temperature. Clear? You have seen the experiments. You have seen this experiment. From that you understood. V increases, I also increases. symbols we discussed first. These all symbols we need in an electric circuit. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, subscribe our channel V-Guide TV. If you subscribe and press the bell button, you will get more videos. Thank you.